Hi everyone, if you're a self-taught makeup artist and you've not had any formal makeup training, or if you just want to do makeup as a hobby on your friends, or you're a complete beginner and you're thinking about being a makeup artist, then I hope today's video is helpful for you. I'm going to go over all of the basics of hygiene when working with makeup on other people. If you are lazy with hygiene, then you're putting your clients at risk of cold sores, eye infections, skin infections, and all sorts of other things, and you're also putting yourself at risk of being sued, basically. So it's really important to take these steps. Of course, I hope it goes without saying that you are going to wash your hands before touching someone's face or doing their makeup. I always recommend Antibac Gel. And I keep tons of this stuff in my house, in my kit. I will not start the makeup until I've used this. Now let's talk about brushes. I hope it goes without saying that you're not going to use a dirty brush on someone else, but you just have to be really careful with this. So what I do is I put all of the used makeup brushes in one of these. This is my Nancy brush holder. You can use anything, but I find putting them in here whilst I'm still doing the makeup is helpful if I want to grab a brush and use it again. But it's also great as when I finish their makeup, I have all of the used brushes in here and I can grab them out and put them into a bag, and then I can take them home and clean them later on. And you're not kind of putting dirty brushes in amongst your clean brushes if you have a brush roll or a brush belt. It just helps so much to be really organised like that. However, if you do absolutely need to use the same brush again, you can spot clean it. There are so many spot cleaners, but I myself and a lot of other makeup artists just use IPA or some sort of other alcohol, and it also takes off any colour and kind of has like a mini clean for the brush in between uses. So again, even if you just want to change the colour or use a different type of product, IPA is just great to have on hand anyway because it's so versatile for disinfecting and cleaning anything in your kit. Next, I'm going to talk about the #1 golden rule of not cross-contaminating between clients with your makeup kit, and that is never ever double dip. Never ever double dip products, with the exception of powder products, because spritzing your powder products in between clients and jobs with IPA or Beauty So Clean, I think it's called, is like a specific product made for cleaning makeup. That will disinfect powders enough because powder doesn't have any moisture inside it, so it's not going to collect and kind of multiply bacteria in the same way that creams and liquids can. Always scrape off product or decant it. So by that I mean using like a spatula or the back of a brush or something to scrape out some product and put it either on the back of the hand or onto a palette. I do that with many products, but some things, if I know I don't need a lot of the product, so for example if I'm putting someone's lipstick on, I know I don't need loads and loads of lipstick, so what I will do, I will load up the brush with lipstick. So I will coat both sides of the brush with the lipstick, and then I don't have to go back into the lipstick once I've applied it. If for whatever reason I find I need to, if I need more product or to change the colour, I will then grab a little spatula and scrape off, and I will not touch the lipstick again with that lip brush. Sometimes I'm with a client and whilst we're chatting about lipstick and stuff, I have had clients like just pick up the lipstick themselves and apply it, and that's fine, like, but you just need to make sure you completely disinfect that lipstick before you go to your next job. So what I will do in that case is I will scrape off the very top layer of the lipstick, so all of the product that's actually touched their own lips has been scraped off, and then I will give it a good spray with IPA. Anything with an applicator, do not touch someone's face with this, because anything that is going back inside a product will cross-contaminate not only the wand but the whole product. So don't waste your time and your money by accidentally doing this and then having to throw away this, because You cannot use this on another client if someone has pulled this out and applied it to their own lips. You just can't, like, you're putting them at risk of cold sores and infections, and it's just not worth it. This is so important when it comes to mascara. Mascara is one of the easiest things to cross-contaminate with because we have so much bacteria on our eyelashes, which leads me on to my next point, which is all about disposables. And disposables are essential. Of course, the most obvious one is mascara wands, because you cannot double dip, so you need plenty of mascara wands because you need one of these for each eye, or sometimes multiple if you're putting loads of mascara on. Other disposables you might want to invest in, you can get little disposable spatulas. An obvious favourite and an absolute essential for your own makeup application, not just other people's, is cotton buds. These are so good. I always use them if someone has like a little smudge or a little hair on the face from a brush, or I've smudged their mascara, or they've smudged their own mascara when they're putting it on. And something like this is just great to get, you know, those little bits around the face rather than having to kind of smudge with your fingers, or it's just way more hygienic and pleasant to have these on hand. I also always have disposable lip brushes, and I don't use these a lot, but I always have them as soon as I see what could be a cold sore. I always ask. It is awkward, but it's better to be safe than sorry, and if they have a cold sore, always use disposables and throw it away as soon as you finish doing the lips. And finally, I wanted to finish on a quick note about personal hygiene when working with clients, because these are a must. It's such an intimate job to do. It's such an intimate service. You're touching someone's face, you're right up in their business, you're stood right next to them in their personal space. You need to make sure that you're a pleasant person to be around, let's say. Of course, it goes without saying, most of us look after ourselves anyway and look after our appearance. I'm not going to talk about that, but I would invest in a really good, strong antiperspirant deodorant. You just don't, like, BO and sweat is just not optional when you're a makeup artist. It's not optional. So this is the Dove for Maximum Protection. I also use the Shore one. I always just keep mints in my kit. It's nice for the model or client because a lot of the time they won't think about that, and if they've eaten, they suddenly sit down and they're really self-conscious about their own breath, so always good to have mints on hand. I do prefer gum, and I do chew gum like in the car. Let me just put these down because they're really loud. I do chew gum on the way to jobs in the car, but I always take gum out before I go to work because that's just plain basic manners. You do not want to be chewing gum in someone's face. You do not want to be eating in someone's face. Even if you're on a big shoot and you need a snack, like I always would just wait till afterwards. And if you've been snacking before the model or client sits down for a touch-up, again, wash your hands, have a mint. Just make sure you're a pleasant person to be around and someone is not going to be picking up the odd smell coming from you. If you want me to do more professional makeup artist related videos like this in the future, please give this video a thumbs up to let me know you did enjoy it, and leave me comments with any questions or any specific topics you want me to cover. I will be more than happy to do so. Thank you so much for watching. If you are new to my channel through this video, please hit the subscribe button as well, because I post 3 times a week, loads of fun, beauty and lifestyle content, so I would love to see you in my next video. Bye!